Season 10 of Love and Marriage, Huntsville has officially kicked off, and episode 1 wastes no time diving right into the drama, the shade, and the questions that fans have been waiting to hear answered. It all starts with Miss Wanda making her grand return. As always, the show gives her an entrance worthy of a reality TV queen. They even make sure to zoom in on her outfit as she arrives at Tish's house, because, let's be honest, what's a Miss Wanda appearance without a little fashion moment? Now, as soon as Miss Wanda walks in, she's not wasting any time. She's trying to sit next to Marceau, but Marceau is like, absolutely not. You can already tell he's not in the mood for whatever Miss Wanda is about to bring. And she brings it quickly. She jumps right into questioning him about the Martel situation, the whole drama with Martel interviewing Ariane and supposedly talking to Marceau's alleged side chick. Miss Wanda isn't tiptoeing around anything. She flat out says she doesn't believe Marceau's been honest and wants to know what's going on, and Marceau, on the other hand, is playing it cool. He basically tells her, I haven't said anything, and that's not going to change. He's sticking to his story, saying nothing is going on, but Miss Wanda isn't buying it. She's determined to get to the bottom of it. Meanwhile, Tisha jumps in, defending Marceau and saying he's always been her protector and that she trusts him. According to Tisha, Marceau has shown over the years that he's there for her and that he's not someone she needs to question when it comes to loyalty. That's her stance, and she's sticking to it. Then we switch over to Kimmy, Maurice, and Monster. It's a more serious moment as they talk to Monster about preparing for college. They remind him about staying focused, avoiding peer pressure, and making smart choices, especially when it comes to things like drinking and smoking. Maurice even brings up his own DUI situation and asks Monster how his friends reacted to it. Monster admits that while his friends did crack jokes about it, it didn't feel good. Nobody really acknowledged the fact that the charges were dismissed. Maurice uses that to point out how people love to focus on the bad and ignore the part where things are. But the conversation takes a turn when Kimmy brings up NDAs. Yep, we're back on the side chick conversation again. Kimmy asks Maurice directly, do you have your side chick sign NDAs? And instead of denying he's ever had a side chick, Maurice responds with, I never had anyone sign NDAs. Wrong answer, Maurice. Kimmy immediately catches it and makes a face like, really? Because what he should have said was, I've never had a side chick, so why would I need an NDA? But instead, his answer only makes things messier and more suspicious. Kimmy calls him out with her eyes, and the moment speaks volumes. Then we get a glimpse of Chris Fletcher talking to someone, and we know it's Melody, but the show tries to avoid naming her. It's obvious that production is carefully tiptoeing around mentioning her directly, but the conversation is clearly about her and something she told Chris. Melody had apparently confronted Chris about how the older men were encouraging Martel to cheat smarter. She claimed they were advising him to have the women sign NDAs and keep things hush-hush. Chris, trying to defend himself, said that sounded like something Marceau and Maurice would do, not him. Again, throwing fuel on the fire. From there, the spotlight shifts to Destiny. She's doing her thing in the real estate world and talks briefly about her license and her work. But what really gets interesting is her conversation with Martel. When they meet up, Destiny gives him a candle, and Martel starts opening up about his life lately. He mentions raising his kids, and for the first time ever on the show, he says Ariane's name out loud. Usually, they bleep it out or avoid mentioning her at all. But not this time. He straight up says her name and even shows her picture on screen. Martel talks about helping Ariane through nursing school, calling her smart and a good mother. He says he feels lucky to have her and hints that he's thinking about getting her a ring if things keep going well. That's a big shift from how he used to talk about her. Let's not forget he once called her a peasant, and he actually brings that up too. He admits that he regrets saying that and that he said it during a time when he was still married. He says he doesn't feel that way anymore and that Ariane is a good woman who stood by him. He clearly wants people to start viewing her in a different light. Now, all of this is a major change for the show. For years, Ariane's name wasn't allowed to be said. Her face wasn't shown. She was completely cut out of the narrative. But now, not only is Martel talking about her openly, but production is showing her picture, showing Knox, and hinting that Ariane might actually be stepping into the spotlight soon. That's something Martel has wanted for a long time, to get her on the show. And now that Melody is no longer on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, production might finally be open to it. Martell and Destiny's conversation also touches on Martell's interview, the one where he supposedly interviewed Marceau's alleged side chick. Destiny calls him out for being petty and stirring the pot by doing that. She's not here for the drama and makes it clear that she thinks he's going too far. But Martell just laughs it off. He doesn't seem too bothered by the criticism. Then there's a scene with Nell Fletcher and Martell. She calls him out too. Not for the interview, but for a situation at a derby event where she ended up taking a picture with Ariane. Nell felt like Martell set her up because she's friends with Melody and wouldn't have knowingly posed with Ariane. She says the photo felt staged, like his PR team made sure it happened. Martell denies it and says she owes him an apology. This just adds to the overall tension and confusion surrounding Ariane's sudden presence on the show. There's also a quick update about Lance. Apparently he has a new baby, and Destiny confirms it when Martell asks. Nell explains that Lance has been exhausted with parenting again, and that's been part of the reason he's been a bit off lately. We then move to Marquez, who meets with Ken to try and smooth things over. They talk about being grown men and wanting to keep things peaceful for the kids. Ken even says that Marquez is always welcome to come pick up the children or come by anytime. But things get messy when Marquez shows up unannounced to get the kids. Trisha is in the middle of a conversation with a friend about their divorce when he walks in, hears his name being mentioned, and decides to start arguing right then and there. He's not just arguing with Trisha either, he's going back and forth with her friend too, all in front of his son. The boy is clearly uncomfortable and tries to get his dad to leave, but Marquez just keeps escalating things. It's a sad moment because the kid is stuck in the middle of all the adult drama. And that's pretty much how the episode wraps up, with that explosive scene and then a sneak peek at what's coming this season. Based on that preview, it looks like this season is going to be full of tension, secrets, and a lot of truth being revealed. The biggest shocker, though, is how production has finally stopped muting Ariane. Her name is out there. Her face is on screen. Even Little Knox is being shown. This is a huge shift from how things have been for the past several seasons. Martell seems to be pushing harder than ever to get Ariane officially on the show. And now that Melody is gone, the path may be clearer. Whether viewers are ready or not, Ariane might just be stepping out of the shadows and into the reality TV world. Martell is singing her praises, calling her smart, loyal, and a good mom. He says he's lucky to have her and even mentions that she might be getting a ring soon. That's a far cry from how he used to speak about her. Meanwhile, the rest of the cast is dealing with their own issues. Miss Wanda is determined to uncover the truth. Kimmy is tired of the games and wants real answers from Maurice. Tisha is standing by Marceau but still facing whispers and rumors. Destiny is trying to stay out of the mess while building her real estate career. And Marquez and Trisha are clearly still at odds, making things even harder for their son. It's clear that season 10 isn't holding back. The NDAs, the DNA talk, the secrets, the lies, it's all coming out. And the episode flows so smoothly, it's over before you even realize it. Unlike some past episodes that felt like they dragged, this one keeps you interested from beginning to end. So that's everything that went down in episode 1 of Love and Marriage, Huntsville season 10. What do you all think about Ariane finally being acknowledged by name? Do you think this means she's officially joining the cast? Is Martell really serious about giving her a ring? And what do you make of Marceau and Maurice's shady answers about NDAs? There's a lot to unpack already, and we're only one episode in. This season is shaping up to be one of the juiciest yet. So keep watching, and let's see where all this goes next. There's a storm brewing in Huntsville, and it looks like the truth is finally about to come out.